We have it going? No. Oh, that's working. Okay. All right. So, good morning. I gotta do a little bit more streaming here because I might be doing some more voice work later on, and I might even be doing some commentary coming up. So, if you like this, Joe, this is for you, buddy. You're the only one that ever listens to it. But been in the training, in the lab, and in the teachings of some coaches, reviewing hands, and I have been playing terribly. And that would be why I'm swinging so much. I mean, it's already a swinging game as itself, but I have been swinging a lot. I'm going to peel here. Looking over some of the things that trying to think of his name. Jay Nandez says. And I've watched it play. Him play tournaments as well as cash games. And what I have come to understand is that I've been playing far too wide of a range. And I really need to be focusing on draw to nuts every time. And I know that that's normal. I think that I got lost in watching PLO live, where you have a guy sitting there seeming to command the table with a huge chip stack. And I have to remind myself that even though that guy appears to be winning, he's likely not winning. He can win sometimes, right? Like, because the variance in PLO is so crazy that he's going to win on occasion, just like any other player. But the real players are the ones sitting there and trying to grind out big blinds per hour, and they're not going absolutely crazy with 4 cards every single time. So I've deviated from my wild style here, and now we're going to be very protective of our big blinds. It doesn't mean that we're going to be not going to be playing a little bit wider than what Jay Nandez does, because he's also playing for higher stakes, and he's playing. It seems to be like close to the vest. It's just a style that he's very meticulous. I don't know if we are going to make the most money doing that specifically in this format, but that we do need to tighten up the range a lot more, and we need to be folding a lot more. Some of the hands that I played were definitely like, oh, well, if I turn X cards, then I turn equity, but realistically, I was counting on runners, and that's just not how this game is going to go. We need to focus on keeping the pot small on draws, unless they're mega draws. And let's see here. So this person, I just need to take a step back. I'm probably going to call this guy one more street. I have to see what develops on this river. We could block bet some here. But if he puts it in, I think we're going to have to call. I mean, he's only got a little bit behind. We're going to beat the 9Xs. 9-5. Queen. I think he just has a 3 a lot. I'm going to give it a call. Kings. Okay, so well played, actually. It's fair enough. Fair enough. Just going to value a queen there on the end is what he's doing, and he knows he's not folding now. He beats everything but a 3, so he's not folding. That was well played. So what I like to do is focus on, like, what would I rather have, right? So, like, yes, my hand, you could say in this particular instance was, oh, well, you could peel. Not for 10 bigs. I don't really want to peel. And what's all the hands that I would rather have? All the spade hands. I mean, the spades with the straight draws, things like that would be really nice to have. There's so many other hands that I would rather have. This one being top, blocking 9-10. Now I have queens up. You have to remind yourself, though, that what is the value of my hand? Like, how strong is my hand specifically? Well, it has no strength. Every 8 beats me, 7 beats me. Kings beat you, aces beat you, obviously, but there wasn't. I mean, there was a race pre. It's not worth it. Now, had we turned a club, we could think about that, right? Don't play unnutted draws. So something like this, the reason that a lot of people go, oh man, I'm just going to get in here. If you're getting in there with this type of hand, you're playing way, 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 way too wide. That's pretty standard, from my understanding. And and whenever the board flops, I just ignore it. We're gonna might top up here. I'll just let this go. I think. At least a stack I actually like to change tables, but I'm not down all that much. And fold. Only come in for raises. Like in this one, I don't want to call 3-bet. So I'm not going to raise this one. So that's kind of and it's way too early position for me to be doing something like that because I'm going to get 3-bet too often. But I hope Joe's doing real well. Shout out to my buddy. Joe, you're the only one listening, but shout out to you for taking down triple. It's fucking wild. It's awesome. It's good news. I love it. I love it. Nothing makes me happier. I won't let the IRS know how much it was for. We're grindy though today. We're a little bit more grindy. I'm not in a bad mood. I actually had to do some. Oh, what in the world? Did I break my mic? A piece of my mic is broken. Holy crap! What? All right. Well, whatever. I'm gonna limp. Probably limp call with that hand because I'm so close to the button. We just don't want to put too many blinds in. We're not going to raise it for sure. You also can just fold it. It's not all that great of a hand. We're kind of playing like middle of the field here, as far as like your value, or your not your value, but your equity versus the entire range of hands. It would have been cool to turn a 5. It would have been likely that we would have been ahead if we turned a 5. My thought is here that we could still be good, right? Like the 10 could be just good. The problem is that every club is going to call us. So if I had something like the 9 of clubs in my hand with this 10, I could actually bet here after this action. But now it's kind of like there's no reason. And after a call, we can just fold and fold that hand, even though it's for one big. I just don't want to see. Because they're not bluffing enough. If you think about in PLO, if they're not going to bluff enough, then you need to be even, and I mean almost at all, like 0 amount of times. Then it's just value versus value, right? So you're going to sit there and go, okay, so then that means I need to play better value than what their value is. It's very rarely are they ever going to get out of line, and if they do, it's because you opened the door in like you swung that door open for them and said, please walk through with some bluff, please. And when that happens, normally you're actually pot controlling like a decent hand. Some of your bluff catchers that I think are just going to be like some of your 2 pairs. Those make good bluff catchers in PLO. One of the things I found eye-opening about Jane Hernandez is like, and I quickly realized I was just so rusty in the game. Was he opened aces, and on a connected queen high board, he said, "What we do here is we bluff," and he was talking about bluffing with the overpair because he would rather have umpteen different hands within that connected board than aces itself. He had no real draw to the nuts besides hitting an ace and pairing the board. So he's like, well, we bluff this because he had reasons. But it really occurs to me that a lot of that, even though you're like, oh, well, I have aces, like that's some strength. If you are on a 9-8 jack board, 9-8 queen board, and you have aces, and you're c betting, you're bluffing because everything is going to be probably better than what your hand is. You have ace, ace, king, king, and that's the draws are going to have more equity than what you have. We don't need to get involved there at all. As I talked about like in the past, you really do want to stay away from like the 7-7 and under paired range because you're going to get set over set way too often. And something like this you don't really want to be involved in either. Like let's say we had called. The problem is when we call here, we're almost never going to win because the diamonds are out there and we have no diamond. And then when that comes in, also when the 9 comes in like it did, like, oh, well, we double blocked it straight. And it's like, yes, you do, but now what beats you? You still have a combination of 10-7. You still have sets with flush draws that have a lot of equity against you. Do you win sometimes? Yes. But how hard is it for you to hang on? You get 2 pulls at making a better, or when there's a higher straight than what you're going to have. And then also pairing the board and flushes, etc. Wish we get into a hand, I can do a little bit more explaining about what my thought process is in a hand. Also, I found that like people just bet too much. A lot of people are just like, on the flop, they're just like pot, pot, pot through the hand. That's live, probably. Online, absolutely not. They will fold when you finally get a hand. They will fold to that level of aggression, especially if they see this player, me, sitting here folding, and then I decide to get into a hand and start potting it. They'll fold almost everything, besides really really good draws, and nutted hands. So you just run into a brick wall if you do try to like do something along the lines of tight but aggressive. You can do that, but like you gotta watch it. It's more nuanced than that because there's so much that you want to be tighter in this game, but you don't want to be over aggressive because in one hand you lose the entire stack, but you can sit here and fold, and you can sit here and see flops until you have an amazing draw, amazing hand that has 15 outs, and then you can start piling money in, and that's really what you want to be doing. I'm only calling because I get to play in position on everyone, and it's likely I don't get raised. Well, we did get raised. And re-raised. So we're done with the hand. And realistically, I don't feel like I'm out too much there by doing that move, because a player like, let's say Nimble's just like, well, I'm going to try to take down a bunch of dead money against the pre-flop aggressor early position. In a real PLO game, I mean, he's probably running into a brick wall too often. He cannot pull that move too often without losing a ton of chips like that. We really don't. We really want to save our raises and limp calls with very strong hands more in position, like this. Like I'll just give an example. This one's not that good, but I just want to play a hand. So it's not terrible. It's like he's going to be raising out of position like this. He's just going to really hurt himself. We're going to be able to play perfectly against him now. So even if I had like down where he's at right there, if I had something like, hold on, if I had a really strong hand, even like aces that were unsuited or single suited aces, I would probably just flat in the small and the big, because they're never folding. Like the reason you do it from in hold'em is because you can get them to fold and clear dead money. But with they're just gonna keep calling. This is we can just fold this hand. It seems silly, but yes, we fold that hand because we're beat by the queen 10, the queen jack. We don't have any hearts. We have no real draw besides exactly a jack or 10. And when we hit it, we could be dead. So we just fold it. There's no reason to play it. It looks nice. It looks pretty. Hold'em, we'd be like, awesome. We flop 2 pair. We do stuff with that. In this game, we could just let it go. Made an amazing fold the other day though. I had a second boat and there's this guy raised me and I was just like, this guy has top boat. Like there's no way he doesn't have top boat. And then I ended up paying for it. I ended up folding and paying to show me the top boat, and he did. And I was just like, yeah. Not a good feature on this, obviously it hurts. I think it hurts the good players because when they make moves like that, you really want to be kind of balanced. You're like, oh, I want him to guess if I have it or not. In this game, it's like, no, pay like just just a few cents, and you're like, well, I can find out if you have it, man. I don't have to pay for nothing. Which means that folding should be more and bluffing should be higher. We should be adjusting for that, but I don't see a reason to, especially when these guys are just going to call everything. If you think about like, you're like, like when you're sitting here playing PLO, especially in a cash game, you're going to sit there and be like, well, everybody is playing all these hands, and you're going to see hands that you're going to win. Like this one, let's say a 10 of diamonds rolls off and I have the nuts on the right side of the board here, or a spade falls. That's fine. I mean, our hand was playable pre. We probably would have stuck around 1 peel on the turn and we would have been playing this. But if you make a decision, stick with it. Just be like, no, I didn't really care to play ace, queen, jack, 9. I didn't think we were going to flop spades enough, and I was early position, which I'm not here. So realistically, I have no real excuse. Probably should have been in there. My problem is I didn't want to raise and call 3-bet. I really didn't. I didn't want to dump off a ton of big blinds with this type of hand. Because when you do hit spade, you don't get paid for it because there's almost no spade. Like, look, so if you have ace, queen, jack spades, right? And you have 3 spades out there, there is one combination of king X spades that will pay you off, and then there's no other spades will pay you off in this game. It's just like they'll just fold because they have the 8 nuts. So we fold the king 10, 10, 3 because it's not a good hand. The only thing we're hoping to hit is a 10, and when we hit the spades, we have, again, the third ace, king, queen, jack, and 4th nuts, whatever. Then there's a bunch of guys out there like, well, but you could hit like Broadway with it too. Like, sure. A very rare amount of times in this game where the board doesn't run out three to a flush somewhere, which means it has to be like rainbow, turn blank, well, turn anything, river blank. It's not going to happen all that often. It's just not. Would have been top pair open ended. We would have peeled one there. Ace jack jack 6. Probably just open this hand up. Good enough. On the fence. On the fence, and we get 3-bet, we try to just fold. Essentially 3-bet pot from over here, we'll probably just fold. Top pair backdoor, nut flush draw. Really nothing else to go along with it. That's kind of sad. I say nothing else because, I mean, we would rather have like, I know we can't have like Jack 9 hearts, but even like Queen Jack hearts is really nice to have. We block that. Just call here. How can we? What do we have to improve our hand? We have how do we improve our hand? We don't. We have a jack that we can hit, and then we're dead to straights. So we have spades we can hit. So we'd have to go runner spades for that to be even matter. I just don't see it. I don't think that we want this to get checked through. And the reason I'm going to lead here is because if I get raised, I definitely can make a call. Okay. Now I'm thinking, like, how much does that jack change what's going on? I'm going to slow down. I'm going to check call probably. Jack 8. Okay. That's just the run out that hurts us, right? We were ahead on the flop. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I thought that was well played. He called with a fairly dominated hand, hit 2-pair. I didn't improve to a better 2-pair. And now we're where we're at. The only thing that improves us on this left side is really a king. And I just don't. It's just not going to happen all that often. So we can just let it go. Here we definitely can take a flop. We're gonna have we're gonna have some opportunity to get some combo draws with this hand to the nuts, and just fortunately it didn't happen on the flop, which is fine. I mean, just fold. I see that a lot. I see the bet and then click from another person. What's weird is that if they want to figure out if you have top set, what they'll do is, and you have like bottom set, and I've seen this, is they will. There's a weird move that some people do. I'm not gonna say all of it, but they'll flop bottom set against a pre-flop aggressor multi-way, and then they will lead like really small. And if the pre-flop aggressor goes and then raises like a little bit, right, like 3/4, they'll click 3/4, and then if the pre-flop aggressor then goes full pot, they'll fold, and they feel like they're like, well, I saved big blinds because I have bottom set, and I just lose all my money on bottom set. And I'm like, well, you don't have to though. Like you You just poured in blinds, and you could have just meant like call, evaluate turn, call, evaluate river, and then you could argue for folding a lot by river if he's going to go and just blast, you know, because it's actually fairly rare that you're going to have somebody that's so maniacal that they're going to take like just a pair and they're going to go pot 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 to the river. That type of person is going to run into it by river, I mean, or turn or whatever. And one of the worst things I've ever seen is like a guy who's just sitting there at the poker table and he's just going pot pot pot, you know, every time. And then the worst thing that you can do, I actually saw this in World Series. Kid was sitting there. Actually, we called him pot because he sat there with headphones on. It's all his bet size he knew apparently. And so we were getting out of his way. And then we all kind of really realized that like he can't have it every time. And so the one time the guy flops like a really good hand, and then he just pots it back and the kid insta folds. And I'm like, duh, why would you ever do that? If you have him hemmed up, like let him blast all three streets into you, and then just snap him down with like top set. Like Jesus Christ. Well, and then it's like, well, they're too afraid of the run out, right? They're like, well, he'll get me on the run out, and I'm like, so not only are you thinking that like you're like, oh well, he doesn't have it on the flop, you're worried about him being so lucky that he's going to hit you on the run out. It's like, holy shit, dude. Um, I mean, these guys are calling. I'm probably going to be in there. We're going to see what develops. Well, we have Jack 8. Him checking's good because he was the only one that was going to have aces. This guy has like clubs, and I'm probably going to have to just jam. And I'm going to be dead a lot, but I only have 100 bigs and bet 45, so unfortunately we just rebuy. I mean, top pair with clubs, we don't get there. He gets there, which is fine. I mean, he's got equity there against us. It's just like, it's probably a fold for me, to be honest. It's probably a fold. But he can hit all the two pairs, but I mean, we can boat out Jack or an 8. I don't even know, did he have a Jack or an 8? I figured he'd snap me off faster than that with a Jack or an 8. No, he just has Queen high clubs, top pair, of course the straight draws and the two pair outs. He's definitely like way ahead of me equity wise. See, this is why you don't do that. I just should have folded. I've got top pair. So you don't want to count on runner here. I was like, what do I have to count on? And it's like, well, you're counting on basically spade, or a 5 being good. It's like, well, it could not be, and it probably isn't. I guess it was only be 9-9, but still, I just would rather have like be wrapped around the 9 Jack. See Jack, there he has that. And this guy hits a flush on him. Nasty. It's in the roll Queen 9. King, Queen, Queen 9. King A3 deuce. No. Normally I wouldn't do this, but this hand is strong. Go a little bit bigger here because there are a lot of draws, and spades are really not going to fold out. Two pair on this board. I just block any of it, right? We have the king, queen, we block it. So we could probably just have a check and then maybe call. I just don't know if I believe him. I think it's just like we're also open ended to it. I guess if he's bluffing, he just has it. Okay. I guess just have it. What was it? So he limp called a 3-bet with King Jack 8-7. Good for you. That's a losing player, by the way. 100% losing. That's my way of coping. I think that I could probably get him off of a mini flush here, but I'm just gonna let it go. I don't know. I could definitely probably get him off that hand. I don't know. I just didn't pull the trigger. Should have. It's a mediocre hand at best. I mean, that didn't work out as planned at all. God damn it. I am bluffing here. Getting called in two places. I called by one. I probably bluff river again. I think one of them had to have a set, but If I could play this heads up, I guess that's best. I'm probably going to lose with the ace a 6-4, but I mean, I don't really see any other way to do this from the position I'm in. There's bad aces, but it's like, what are you going to do? King's flush would have been cool. I mean, I'll take winning, right? Like, that's fine. This queen 7-6 deuce on that flop would have been kind of nice. Like, that's an interesting one. I mean, we're probably not going to win too often, but because, like, yeah, we have the open ender, but when we hit the 9, we're not doing good. And the spade is fine, but again, we're probably dead a lot to any real aggression. Are we dead to like checkbacks? No, we'd probably win, but ugh. Feel the boredness. I'm not really that bored. To be honest with you, I'm not that bored. I'm going to just call because we have cards that are working for each other. Except it would be nice to have them suited, but ten, 9, or Jack. We're holding them. We'll peel one because it's rainbowed. If it wasn't rainbowed, it would be less likely we want to peel one. Ugh, what a hand. Small. Very small. Small again. Small-ish. It wasn't as small as the first one, small-ish. Now, on the turn, if there was 2 diamonds or something along those lines, then you can go closer to 3/4, right? So Nope. About 7 in the morning for my buddy. I sent no chat, so he's probably not. Yep. Calm before the storm. It's fold time. Double suited queen jack with a 6-5. We can take a flop. It's better if it's fucking 7-8 though. Better if it's 8-9 instead of the 6-5. What kind of odds are we gonna get on this call? Ugh, not good odds. All right, whatever. When we're going to like, my strategy is to take some hands like this that do play well on the flops, and I'm going to raise them because I would take really strong hands and I would limp 3-bet them. So I'm a little bit more balanced in that way with some of these ranges, because when I raise, it's not like, oh, he's got aces and kings and queens and all that. Like, no, not all the time. This hits me more than it hits him. It's one of the worst hands that I'm going to have. So I can just get out of it now. I'm just going to take his time. Why did I bet the ace? That's the question. Well, it's because if I did flop a straight or a combo draw of any kind within that, then I would continue on the ace. So it's very unlikely the ace decides to jam. When they do jam, they have something like the ace deuce with hearts, or which they can't have, but they have aces, and he just is like, well, I'm never folding because I hit my top set. It's going to be a lot of that. Yeah, ace X hearts is never folding now on the turn, and aces just decides with how much he had behind, he's just never folding. So, which is fine, because if we did have the flop straight, right, 3 4 5, if we had the deuce 6, we had the 6 7. I mean, yeah, we would just call off there. We would get it all in, and then we would be way ahead. So, oh well. Here we have the the 18th nuts or some shit. Would have beat that hand though. Not that it matters. It's not that I won't play the ace queen 5-4. I just don't want to play under the gun. Like, looking at this now would have been fine, right? Because I'm like, oh, everybody's just limping in for one. Like, okay, just keep the ranges as wide as humanly possible. Yeah, I'll see a flop. All right, I'll fold flop. Ugh. Okay, come on. Um, this works sometimes. It's only 5 bigs. Ah, all right. You win, buddy. So many raise, so I can just fold. Like nobody bet the whole way, so I figure. Yeah, I mean, 5 bigs, just pot size bet on the river. It's a lot better live. You say five, but it's fine. I would do that with, you know, probably not 2 pairs, but it's definitely all the straights, which is only one, but I double block it. So, um, I don't know if I like this, like at all. I don't think it's fine to fold. It's fine to fold that hand. I'm only really looking for what, a 7 anyway, and the non-improved river, and I just don't see it. I don't know. 7 be a weird turn. Not as weird of a turn. We're just gonna check call now. Like our actual hand strength is not very big, but we do need we do have a draw, right? A big draw. So I feel like we're getting duped into that one. I don't know. How's that all? I just hit both? Okay. Yeah. 11%, but he plays 62%. He just gets in there. Okay. Oh no, I would have won. I should call there, but here we are. I mean, it's a toss up whether this guy has the speed, right? I mean, he got punished for it, right? He just decides he's gonna bet there with absolute air. No diamond in his hand, by the way. Pretty sure. Yeah, yeah, zero diamond. Respect move. He had like one high diamond. That's the problem with playing like smaller flushes there. I would rather just bet a 9, not the 9 of diamonds. now that the dog has calmed the fuck down. Jesus Christ. Just sitting here playing like idle poker and going, Jesus. We're just gonna go all the ways. We're gonna go all the ways in this one. Oh, family time. Come on. Top two pairs not bad. Backdoor flush. And we have straight draw 2 with a 9. So many people behind us. Gonna be huge. Gonna be a massive pot. Holy frack. Alright, I'm not asking a lot. But half pot is fine. I don't even know why we got in here. Fucking around, I guess. It's not the worst flop I've ever seen for my hand. I guess there's some better ones for sure. But turn me an ace, like an ace of diamonds. We'll peel 1. We won't peel 1. Just top set and third nut flush. We're not. I mean, it is what it is, right? Good thing it's only 4 bigs, right, in the pot. Oh dear. Wow. All 4 cards are working for me. I like this. You do what you want. You play your own. You play your hand the way you want to play it. I like when all 4 are working for me. I like having a gutter to the nuts with a flush draw, and this guy going absolutely ham sandwich on this thing. Sad. I mean, we were in pretty rough shape. We were in pretty rough shape. 6-5, leads 6-15 to 15. So pot, catching. I have no other draws really, right? Not really. Not ones I like. It's not like I can spike an 8 and be like full house. It's like spike an 8 and probably dead. King queen, fucking everything. No straights. Not that I had one, but I mean no straights. Weird. Share with customer. No, they are working together. I just don't like that we are playing basically 6-4 for the flush. Weirdly, I'm okay with this bet because like I have now with the jack, like I have some like straight draw plus flush draws in this hand. Being raised though is not great. Like I mean, we were bluffing. Like a bet fold, right? We were bluffing, trying to keep the spot small to see the next card, and then bluff through it, right? Because even on a diamond, we can continue to barrel. I like to do it with like the queen or the jack of diamonds there, but if I'm gonna get raised right away, I'm good. It's unnecessary. Nope. Not today, Satan. This is interesting. So gutter, and then we're going to turn. A lot of times we're going to turn some equity with a flush draw, right? And we're going to turn sometimes like really, really good hands. Like there's two pair. It's going to beat all over pairs here. There's no real reason to raise, though we did bet small. This goes check check too much. Oh, Chips are flying on this other table. Would not have been the card that I really thought would have been cool to have, but 4 diamonds would have been probably one of the better cards to get. Kind of a lot going on here. I really don't think that we can fold quite yet. That card is interesting. We just improve on like so much. I don't even know if we just so many cards in the video in between like give us wrapped. I think it was just like wow, and then turn us to flush draws, right? We can even turn like wrap flush draw. We could turn the world. We also could turn the nuts with an 8. So it's like I just don't think that there was a world there where I shouldn't peel, given how much was in the pot. This is kind of getting out of hand here. Holy cow, maniac! All right. 46% pre-flop raises with 91% of it. This dude is just getting involved in everything. 871 hands. We're just gonna try to like outflop the guy basically, and then just take all the money. One big, yeah, it's not gonna work out, but that was like literally just tossing a big blind away. You could have just check folded. Oh man, give somebody like, well, 4 or 5's good. There's a dollar for a hot minute on that table, you know, just folding. So this guy got 2,000 bigs in front of him. Holy cow! For 41 bucks. Holy Jesus! I mean, you run it when you're running good. He's also playing good. He's not in too many hands. Never mind, he's in 92% of hands. He's just hitting hands, and then getting paid for them. He's in there a lot, so he's just running well today. You're in there 92% of the time. You're going to be bleeding blinds, but We're in position, so I will raise that hand. It's not the best flop for us. I'm really looking for like runner straights and flush in general, and leading. Okay, with all that action, we can just fold. I mean, we're not looking at too many nutted draws here. Like 0. There's the nut flush. I'm not folding the queen, queen, 9, 8. Likely I have the best hand here, and there's a lot of draws. So we just go higher. And we make them draw for a higher price. Or we take it down now. Either way is fine. We're not really into that many players. I mean, we really think that there's some draws out there, but it doesn't matter. Alright, 250 more to see the ace, queen, jack, 4, sure. Queen 4. On a rainbow. I don't think we can fold. Not yet. We're just not going to give him credit for always a set, right? Like, just always. Yeah. Okay, so we got open-ended, and he just snapped bets. Like, this guy called behind me. I think I'm just going to have to let that go when he calls behind. Queen, jack, 10, 5, huh? Is that queen 10? A lot better hand. Look down, we folded King Jack Jack 7. Sucks. It's middle mediocre hand anyway, so. that was well played. I was gonna say, as soon as he raises, he's got 9-9 all day. It's not even close. Like, this is the only hand he has. It might 7.7 or 9.9. I mean,